I mean, looking at your price, looking at your quality, quality, somebody's lying here. Hi guys, welcome back to my channel. Thank you so much for clicking this video. So as you can see by the title, today I want to talk about pricing press-on nails. One of you guys actually commented and asked me to do a video on how to price press-on nails. So in today's video, I'm going to be sharing with you how I price my press-on nails and different ways that you could price your press-on nails, stuff to look out for, stuff to think about. So this video is mainly to help you if you feel a bit lost with pricing your nails, if you're just starting out and you don't know where to start from, or if you already have prices and you're not really sure if they're correct. It might just help in making those final tweaks to your business. But yeah, I'm not telling you what to do or what to price your nails at. Just take this video as guidance. Okay, so number one, the important thing to remember is that it's your business, so it's your prices. I can sit here and tell you different ways to price your nails, but at the end of the day, it's your business, you're in charge, you make the decisions, and whatever you want to price your press-on nails at is what you can price them at. No one can tell you anything. I mean, that's the amazing thing about being a business owner, is that you decide everything. So you could price your nails at like £100 if they're really good quality and you would have a market for that. Or you could price them really affordable at like £5 and you would also have a market for that. It just depends on the value you're offering. I'm not going to tell you what to price your press-on nails at. You can look for advice, for examples, but it's all down to you and your business. Okay, number two, important things to consider when figuring out prices for your press-on nail business. So I would say there are three important things you need to think about or consider when figuring out your prices. Number one, you need to think about the value that your brand is offering. Number two, you need to think about your business costs. And number three, you need to think about your business goals. Okay, so let me briefly explain those 3 points. So with number one, the value that your brand is offering, I basically mean whether your brand is going to be a luxury press-on nail business, an affordable press-on nail business, or somewhere in the middle. That will affect your prices. Luxury brands have higher prices, affordable brands have more affordable prices, and somewhere in the middle is the best of both worlds. I'll say the main thing here is let's not try and play ourselves, play our customers. Think about your skills and the level of value you can offer a customer. If you can't do extremely luxurious high-end press-on nails, then realistically pricing your nails at like £50, your customer's gonna see right through that. I mean, looking at your price, looking at your quality, quality, somebody's lying here. So yeah, don't play your customers, don't play yourself, be realistic with your level of skill. If all you can do is offer average quality nails, then price your nail business prices accordingly. Don't try and dupe people. And that also works both ways. Like if you can actually produce high quality luxury nails, then by all means price your nails £40, £50, dollars, whatever currency. Price them on the higher end, because at the end of the day, like that's your skill, that's your time and effort that you want to be compensated for. The second point that I mentioned that you need to consider are your costs. So if you have high business costs, so you just spent a lot in the beginning and you got a bunch of inventory, shipping staff, packaging, all of that, and now your costs are super high, then you want to consider that as well. So high costs mean high prices. Unless you're willing to make a loss and have low prices and high costs, then that's up to you. But obviously the most reasonable thing would be to match your prices to your costs. So high costs, high prices, and low cost, then you can have either high prices or low prices, just as long as your prices are matching your costs. You don't want to sacrifice your money and basically run your business into the ground before you've even started. So the third thing that I mentioned that you need to consider are your business goals. So an example of a business goal you could have is having a certain amount of sales in a month, or a certain amount of profit in a month, or whatever time scale it may be, just a certain goal for a certain time scale of anything. And the reason goals are important is because that could affect your pricing. So if I had a goal of, let's say, 100 sales in a month, that means I'm more likely to price my nails at a lower price to reach that goal, because I'm trying to get as many sales as I can to hit that 100 sales in a month target. Whereas on the other hand, if I had a goal of, let's say, 10 sales in a month, then that means I can probably keep my price range on the higher end slash middle range and still hit my target of 10 sales, because I mean, it's a lower target. I'm more likely to find 10 customers in a month than try and scavenge 100 customers from thin air. Okay, so now we can move on to the juicy parts. I mean, juicy to me because it involves numbers, calculations, all of that. Anyways, I could get technical and jump into my accounting brain, but I'll try and keep it as simple as possible and related to a press-on nail business, especially for a lot of people who are just starting out and just figuring things out. Basically, there are two main ways of pricing, not just for press-on nail businesses, but just in general. There are two main ways of pricing. So there's cost pricing and market pricing. And I think the best way for me to explain these is to give you some examples so you can clearly see what I'm talking about. So the first really important thing you need to do, like if you don't do this, then forget trying to do the rest. The first thing you need to do is find your individual product cost. What this means is the individual cost for each nail set that you make. So the formula for this is essentially the total costs that go into making all the nails. Add up everything that you've spent to make these nails and have that total ready. And then you're going to divide that total by the number of sales you expect to make from your available supplies. So the supplies that you currently have, how many sets or orders could you possibly make and ship out to a customer? Once you have that number, do your total nail cost divided by those sales that you expect to make, and that will give you your individual products cost. And I have an example here. So let's say I had total cost of £200 and I expected to make 15 sales. 200 divided by 15 equals £13.33. So each nail will cost me £13.33 to make. So there's three types of cost pricing. The first one being cost plus pricing. This literally just means the cost plus the amount of profits you want on top of that. So your calculation would be the product cost that we have just discussed multiplied by 1 plus your target profit. So here we have an example. So let's say it cost us £10 to make a nail set and you want 30% profits from that. So we would do 10 multiplied by 1.3, meaning 1 plus the target profit of 30%, and that will give us a price of £13. So each set will be minimum £13. We cannot price our sets less than 13 because that means we will be making a loss. The second type of cost pricing is called markup, and this is basically almost the same as cost plus, but it's more so to do with sales. So it's the markup of profit that we want to earn on each sale. So the calculation for this is the product cost divided by 1 minus our target profit. And again, I have an example. So let's say it cost us £10 per nail set and we want a 30% markup on each sale. So 30% profits from each sale that we're going to make. So we do 10 divided by 1 minus 0.3, and that will give us £14.28. So that means each set will be priced at a minimum of £14.28, and we won't price our nails any less than that. So the third way that you could price your nails is to do with target return. This basically means the amount of your investment that you want back. I think this is probably my favorite cost pricing method, even though I didn't do it exactly like this. If I was to do it exactly like this, I would choose this one. So with the target return, the calculation is your product cost plus your target return goal divided by the number of sales you expect to make, and that will give you your product price. And again, I have an example. So if we had £10 per nail set and you invested £200 in your business, and you want to make all of that back with 15 sales. So you would do 10 plus 1, i.e. 1 being the 100%, multiplied by your £200 cost, divide that by 15, and that will give you £23.33. So that means each set will be priced at a minimum of £20.33. And when you price your nails at that price, you can be sure that you're achieving your target return or getting all your money back on each set. Moving on to method 2, which is market pricing. This one is less technical and way easier to understand. However, it won't be specific to your business, so you could be making losses if you go with this method and you're not really certain that your business will do well. But nevertheless, it is still an option if you don't want to do all those calculations. So market pricing basically is what it says on the tin. Market pricing is basically looking at the average market price that's already out there. So looking at other press-on nail businesses, looking at their prices, if they seem similar to you, compare your own business and look at whether you can give customers extra value. Maybe you can do something different, Or maybe you can't. Maybe you can't give a customer the same value as another press-on nail business, so that means you might have to price your nails slightly lower to compensate for that. Or you could have differential prices. This basically means, let's say you have a website, you could have higher prices on your website, and let's say you have an Etsy, you could have cheaper prices on your Etsy. The cheaper prices mainly being to compensate for the higher competition on Etsy. Okay, finally, moving on to point number 4, how I pressed my... Okay, fine. Point number 4, how I priced my press-on nails. Guys, I tried that so many times. I kept saying how I pressed my press-on nails, like, it's a tongue twister. How I priced my press-on nails. So when I was thinking about my own prices, there were 3 main goals that I set for myself. Number 1 was to break even. That basically means having my expenses equal my profits, so I wasn't making any losses and at least I was paying back everything I invested. Number 2, I really wanted to build a professional brand that people saw value in and wanted to buy from. And number 3, alongside just breaking even, I also, on top of that, wanted to make double my investment amount. In terms of the specific pricing method I actually used a combination of both of them. So what that meant for me is that I went on other press-on nail businesses and looked at their prices, and not just random press-on nail businesses. I went on press-on nail business. I'm so tired of saying press-on nail business. I went on other pages and looked at specifically pages that were similar to me or similar to the brands that I was trying to build, and looked at their prices. So I wasn't looking at super high-end, luxurious, established press-on nail businesses. I looked at the mid-range businesses, so still affordable but also offering high quality nails, and I looked at their prices mainly to gauge what the average sort of price was for my type of press-on nail business brand. So once I had a look around at other people's prices, I then went to look at my own costs and look at my goals and how I could achieve those with my prices. So as I mentioned, one of my goals was to break even, and one of my goals was to make a profit of double my investment amount. I initially invested around £150, so I not only wanted to make that back, I also wanted to make another 150 on top of that, so giving a grand total of £300 revenue was my goal. I also set myself a target of 20 sales, like 20 sales total, no time limit, just 20 sales. I was like, if I just make 20 sales in total, I will be so happy. So putting all that together, considering my goals and my costs, 20 sales at £15 each gave me the £300 revenue I was looking for, meaning at the beginning of my business, my minimum price for my business to reach all my goals was £15 per set. So I hoped my example kind of helped put everything I talked about in this video into perspective. So the goals that I set myself and me looking at my business kind of objectively and realistically helped me to determine my starting price of £15 per set. And obviously I have other prices higher than that depending on the designs, but that's another story. My baseline price was £15 per set. So because I knew I wanted a return of 100% from my press-on nail business, it just made it so much easier to determine my prices, because then I have goals and I have a way to meet those goals because I have the numbers ready and I have my goals. So they all work together. I hope that made sense, guys. If it didn't, then please do let me know, or if you have any questions, please do comment below and I'll try my best to answer. But for now, that is all from me today, guys. Thank you so much for watching this video. Thank you so much for subscribing, for supporting, liking, commenting, sharing, all of that good stuff, guys. I really appreciate it. And if there's any other videos you would like to see from me, then please do let me know and I'll try my best to do that. So thank you so much for watching, guys. I'll see you in my next video. Bye.